B fam, and welcome to another episode of Be Free and Multiply, where I become free, you become free, and we become free together. I talk about my past and my present, things that I became free from and still am becoming free from. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So today's topic is what I learned from being a pre-K teacher. What I learned from being a pre-K teacher, and also what it taught me about myself and how I've grown. So let's get into it. For you all that have been here, been listening to my story, I used to work in social work, case management, and all of those things. Now, granted, I loved being a social worker, but over time, I just started to not wanting to be a therapist anymore, not wanting to do case management anymore, because I just stopped having patience, or didn't even have the patience to constantly listen to the same stories over and over and over again and watch people just not make any progress. It was starting to drain me. So eventually I didn't work it anymore. I remember quitting one of my jobs because I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And not only that, because the CEO was a pain in the butt, but that's a whole story for a whole nother day. So I quit that job, and I wasn't working for a year. I could not find a job. I was like, okay, well, I know case management. Let me go back to case management. And I was good with case management because it's just paperwork. It's just you meeting in with the clients, making sure the client's good, making sure you give them resources, make sure they have what they need to survive in this world. However, none of those jobs were opening up either. So then I landed a substituting job. So I was substituting in this district where I was going to different schools in the district, in the elementary schools, and I was just subbing in second grade, third grade, fourth grade, whatever grade was needed. Then I went to this particular school, and I became a long-term sub. And then as I became a long-term sub, the people at the job asked me, well, would you like the job? Would you like to interview for the job? Absolutely. I would love to. So understanding class management, for one. Two, understanding that I was going to be dealing with little babies and toddlers that really couldn't regulate their emotions, and help them regulate their emotions and help them understand that everything is okay and I need you to breathe so that I can hear what you're saying, because you're hyperventilating over here, sis or bro. Like, I don't understand what you're saying. But what it taught me was how I've never been patient with myself with my emotions, how I've never allowed myself or even other people to feel safe to express their emotions, or to even come and tell me like the smallest thing, like Johnny pushed me, or Anna won't let me play with her, or I don't have any friends, or just expressing their true feelings. When was the last time us as adults allowed ourselves to express our true feelings, allowed ourselves to break down, allowed ourselves to be patient with our emotions, or even be patient with other people's emotions? Because at 3, 4, 5, they don't understand their emotions either, and they're crying, and you don't know why they're crying, and you're trying to get a better understanding of why they're crying, and all they're doing is just sitting there crying, and all you can do is just sit there with them and be patient until they calm down and say, well, I was crying because I wanted my Saturn or my circle to look like yours, and it didn't look like yours. Although that is a small problem, it's a big problem to them. So who am I to say, oh girl, you crying about nothing? No, they're expressing themselves. They're expressing what is hurting them and why it hurts. So why can't we be gentle to other humans, adult humans, the way that we can be gentle to a little toddler or to a kid, a pre-K kid at that? Because we have grown to be so insensitive of other people's feelings because people have been insensitive for our feelings. This is what pre-K has been teaching me, is to be patient and actually understand that adults are little kids too. We're just grown bodies walking around here pretending like we know it all, pretending like we got it all together, but in actuality, we do not. In actuality, behind closed doors, I know you be breaking down, and I know you be throwing a little hissy fit, and I know you be throwing a tantrum, because I be doing the same thing. And sometimes I don't know what I'm feeling. Like some days I'll wake up and I'll be like, why do I feel so off? Why do I feel so weird? Why am I crying? And then I don't know the reasoning until late, maybe like an hour later, because I had to sit with my emotions. Pre-K kids, they sit with their emotions. They sit with them. Not only that, they are so patient with themselves that they are willing to express what it is that they're feeling to an adult. How many times have we did that in our adult life? We haven't done it. And granted, a lot of us was told to shut up with all that crying. What you crying for? Sorry, my dryer is going off. Shut up with all that crying. What you crying for? So, of course, we weren't allowed the space to sit in our emotions and to allow ourselves to understand what we are feeling. So being a pre-K teacher has taught me not only to be more patient with others, but also be more patient with myself. It has taught me to allow my emotions to flow, but also practice emotion regulation, because what am I feeling right now? It also has taught me, and also taught me with other adults, is this a big problem or is this a small problem? And although that those two terms are like maybe for little kids, but sometimes you gotta talk to grown-ups like they little kids. Sometimes you gotta talk to me like I'm a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old, because I may not comprehend what you're saying. And it's nothing wrong with that. So being a pre-K teacher has definitely taught me to be free in my emotions, be free in what I'm feeling, and be free in being truthful and being honest, and being free in just sitting with myself and playing like a kid. You guys, we may be getting older, but it doesn't mean that we have to stop child play. Don't forget to be a pre-K kid sometimes with yourself. Run around, draw, take your shoes off and run around. The kids do that all the time. Sit with your emotions. Tell your partner, tell your homegirl, right now I need you to just sit with me and my emotions, because I don't know what I'm feeling right now. And I don't even know what to tell you. And if that friend is not being patient with you, then that person ain't your friend. Because I know I want some people's friends, because I couldn't sit and be patient. But I wanted people to be patient with me. So I challenge you guys to be like a pre-K kid and be free with your emotions. All right, guys. Mwah. Love y'all. Bye.